morning. Before I give my address this morning, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of council, administration, and the citizens of Tecumseh to offer our deepest condolences to our friends in Nova Scotia, to the 19 families who lost individuals that are near and dear to them, to the senseless act of violence. We offer our heartfelt support as a community to another. I want to extend my condolences to the RCMP. I know it's a family in Nova Scotia, in particular to the family of Constable Heidi Stevenson, one that was charged for 23 years to protect the community. Our thoughts and prayers are with all of the victims and their families. And may you know that the town of Tecumseh, province of Ontario, and the country are behind you in support, and we mourn with you. Last week was a busy week for Town Council as we met twice to approve regular town business and additional items related to COVID-19 pandemic and flooding. Tecumseh, like other local municipalities, is battling two fronts this year: the ongoing pandemic and the potential of inland flooding due to high lake levels. I want to take this opportunity to thank administration for taking proactive measures to protect our residents during the time, and my fellow members of council for approving work that needs to be done. Last week, council approved the delegation of authority to our treasurer as it relates to tax and water payments, including reduced rates for dog tags and kennel licenses. In March, when the province began closing businesses, council agreed to defer penalties and interest on late property taxes and water wastewater accounts. As of last Tuesday, this deferral will extend to June 30th, 2020, and the interest and late penalties and or charges for non-sufficient funds will be waived until the end of June. Residents are encouraged to pay their property taxes by the due date if they can avoid falling into arrears. We also agreed to extend the early bird fees for dog tags and kennel licenses. If you have not purchased your dog tags or kennel licenses, the fees of $20 and $100 will continue to June 30th, 2020. Payments can be dropped off in a secured mail drop-off box outside of McNorton Street entrance at Town Hall. You may also pay your taxes and water wastewater bills through online banking. Last Thursday, a special council meeting was held to discuss flood protection. We have been advised by the Essex Region Conservation Authority that the water levels in Lake St. Clair are now sitting 33 centimeters above last year's total. When we first warned about the potential for inland flooding last month, and again this past Sunday, high winds caused inland flooding and water reaching Riverside Drive on some properties. At the special meeting, council approved the town's flood emergency response team recommendations to 1. Construct earth berms on 16 low-lying lakefront properties that serve as conduits for flooding whole neighborhoods south of Riverside Drive. Identify an area along Lake St. Clair and Pike Creek where the town may take additional flood prevention measures as we come into peak water levels in June or July. Exercise authority under Section 446 of the Municipal Act and an additional order issued under the Emergency Management and Civil Protection Act to ensure these measures are undertaken on the affected properties. And finally, authorize an emergency budget of up to $500,000 to do this work on private lands to protect these properties and their inland neighbors to the south from flooding. As mayor, I also signed an additional emergency order to effect these measures. The 16 property owners were notified before the matter came to council and have since been notified of council's decision. On behalf of council, I wish to thank these property owners for their willingness to protect these flood-prone areas, and work will begin this week. Along with these efforts, the town is also asking residents to prepare themselves. Those who live within a flood-prone area will be receiving a brochure in the mail. This brochure outlines measures everyone should take to prepare themselves for a self-evacuation order. This includes having a safe place to go. Because of COVID-19 pandemic orders that prohibit gatherings of more than 5 people, the town is unable to provide temporary shelter. We are asking all residents in the flood-prone area to, number 1, have a plan. 2, pack an evacuation kit with enough clothing and medication for at least 72 hours. And 3, register for the town's emergency alert system at tecumsehalert.ca. We are hoping our measures will prevent or reduce inland flooding from the lake, but we also know that Mother Nature sometimes has other ideas, and we want everyone to be prepared, but most importantly, to be safe. With all of these current issues and the challenges we face in social and physical distancing, let me say again how proud I am of this community and its people for staying home, helping neighbors and friends with deliveries, and providing pictures and words of support for our first responders and healthcare workers and public health nurses and inspectors. As I said in the council meeting, this is what community is all about. A few supporting the many. I know that things seem difficult now, that everyone faces a different challenge, but we have pulled together as a community and are supporting each other in ways I could not have imagined. I want you to give yourselves a pat on the back and remember that we need to continue these efforts and stay strong. Thank you for joining me today and for continuing to support each other. I will see you soon. Thank you.